Hi everybody, it's me, Pat Butynski. I'm back today with my palette of gouache, Arteza gouache from yesterday, showing you exactly how it dried and how I can wet it, because I'm going back into my sketchbook, which I didn't finish yesterday. And I'm gonna wet these just like watercolors. Remember, these are designer gouache. Designer gouache is water soluble. Acrylic gouache is acrylic that will dry matte. These dry matte as well, but they are movable and very forgivable. They will not stay on my palette and dry so that I can't get them off anymore, but I'm able to reactivate them with water, like watercolors. So they're really kind of cool because they do behave like gouache and watercolor at the same time. And the only way I can really illustrate that is to show you and illustrate it. So here we go. I'm gonna put my palette aside and take out my trusty Arteza sketchbook and go back to yesterday's news. This was the one that I did. This was another one that I did. That was one I did not finish. And this is what I picked up yesterday. So, I wish I had my clip. Can't be far away. Let me get my clip. I think I'll get 2 clips. All right. So I'm using these big clips because they obviously have wider mouths so they can hold more. So this is where we left off yesterday. So I'm going to go back in and complete this, and then I'm going to show you another new bunch of products that I got yesterday, and I'm going to try them for the first time. And I'm excited to see what happens, and I'm going to see what happens with you because I haven't used them before. No, that's not true. I did try black and white out yesterday on a big painting that I'm working on that is a graffiti painting. And but I haven't tried any of these colors out, but I will show you what I'm talking about when I get there. Okay, so I'm gonna wet my brush. I'm just using a small brush. Okay, this is a filbert brush, and these are Lordak Arts brushes. I'm not an affiliate at this point to any of these places, so I don't have the links below. I will in time when I hopefully monetize and you know, make a little bit of change so that I can pay for my supplies and then maybe even support my studio and to be able to continue to make content for you. So here we go. So I'm going to go into one of the pre-mixed colors, which is a really nice slate blue, just to finish this thing off. Yesterday we were talking about intensity contrast, and that was where we had 2 colors next to each other that are close in value. One is semi-muddy and one is pure. But you have to watch yesterday's video to get the deets on that one. Yesterday's video is entitled Artist Beware, I think it was. And I tell my story of my Instagram account getting hacked and taken over by cyber pirates. And if you want to know more about that, watch or listen to that video. You don't have to watch it because you'll just see me talking. You can listen to it, and hopefully it'll just clue you up or cue you up to protect yourselves on social media. Okay, so you see how it's very, very opaque, and then it can also be transparent. And I can lift it by using what you call a thirsty brush, which is a brush that I take a paper towel, my last paper towel, and I dry it. I have this wet. You see how I have this wet? Now I'm going to dry my brush and I'm going to pull color out. Okay? That is called a thirsty brush. And those of you who, you see how it's drinking the water, who are watercolorists would be familiar with that. So I can lift color. I can still lift this. I might not get all the way to white because this color is staining the paper, but I can lift it and make it lighter. See that? And that's something that once it dries, you cannot do that with acrylic. Let me see if I can go back in here. See, now this was dry since yesterday. All right, it looks just like acrylic, but I'm going to wet it. And then I'm going to make my brush thirsty by squeezing it out. And I'm going to lift the color. So let me use that technique a little bit and get some colorful stripes in here. This is what I like about designer gouache, right? So I'm gonna wet it. I'm gonna put some pressure into it, all right? And I'm gonna dry my brush and I'm gonna drink some of that color off. But it's pretty because what is left is some of the stain of the pigment that was on it, but there's variety in the tones. And it's a nice look, it's a nice technique. So that is what you can do with designer gouache. It looks like acrylic, it dries like acrylic, but it lifts and can be reactivated with water after it's dry. So it's very, very forgiving. I'm going to lift that. And if I want to go back in with another color and not really mix the colors too much, maybe I'll go in with that bright color there. Then it's easier for me to maintain the integrity of that pure color. And then if I add more water, mix it with what's underneath and let it bleed. Okay? So I really can get the same looks. I can make it totally look like a transparent watercolor. Although gouache pigments are mostly opaque. They may be translucent, but it's very rare that you have a transparent gouache, okay? So, what this leads me up to, so I'm gonna move this over here so it can dry a little bit, is that I saw these. I saw an artist use one. She used purple, I think it was. And these are called solid markers, and that name in itself intrigued me. So I had to check them out. Let's see. Very cool because they don't have to roll off your table, and you can keep them up because the base of them, I think they also stand up. Yeah, the base of them is octagonal, so they don't roll. I did get 2 blacks and 2 whites because I know from experience, and so probably do you, that you use a lot of black and white. So I usually get extras of those. So I have these. I think these are all the colors. No, I think there was a green, but I didn't particularly love the color green. We'll have a longer discussion on greens again. I could do a whole video on greens and mixing greens and the trials and errors and successes and potholes that you might get into with your greens. But that's another video also. So anyway, these are solid markers. So I was like, what is a solid marker? And what it is, look, it looks like a crayon, but it's called a marker. So that intrigued me. And supposedly they dry very quickly, and so you don't have to fix them right away. So I want to try on another piece of paper these by themselves, and then I want to go back into my other piece and see what's up. Okay? I guess I'll turn it this way. It'll be better for you to see, I think. All right. So this one I would have thought was orange, but it looks a little bit more peachy. Let's see what color it comes up as. All right, so it feels like lipstick. It feels like lipstick. That's pretty cool. See that? It gets a little thing on there. Let's see if I can rub it. I can rub it like a pastel. But I hear that they dry quickly and then they don't lift. Let's find out. I'll do some other colors. What is this color called? Doesn't say the name of the color. They're made by Sakura, S-A-K-U-R-A, Solid Markers, and it looks like they just have a code for the color. Unless I find out where that is. Thermal resistance of paint. Solidified paint for high temperature. So that's pretty cool. It's probably good for islands and climates that are very, very hot. All right, here's an orange, but it looks like a neon. Ooh, wow, that is neon. I like that. I like that. It does leave some boogerettes. So let me see if I can get rid of those without much ado. I don't know if we need to keep these or not. I'm going to put them off to the side. But let me try it. I think I have a pretty bright yellow here too. Fluorescent solidified paint, but it doesn't say the color. But it's called solidified paint, but it's also called solid markers. So I guess in essence, they're like acrylic markers. I'll have to do more research on that. I just, like a kid in a candy store, I really couldn't wait for all that. So I had to get right in here and try them out with you guys watching so I could share that. Just like lipstick, isn't it? I'm tempted to put it on, but I won't. Okay, so that's kind of a red, kind of a peachy red color. Cool. Just get that on it. I wonder if I can paint with this stuff. I'm gonna hurry up and try before it supposedly dries. There's a shock pink too. Ooh, that is shocking. Love it. It's just called Fluorescent Solid Marker. Cap after use, dries in 5 to 7 minutes. Remove paint with turpentine. Wow. So you have to remove it with turpentine. So I wonder if it's actually an oil base. That gives us a little clue. Here's the purple I saw her working with. And I can't remember what artist it was, or I would give her props. But I like immediately had to go buy the markers. And here's a blue. Now I probably should have got the green. I'm just really picky about my greens. I'm a green snob. Okay, and then there's black. That one, see, I did try it. And it went down pretty quickly, especially using it on a canvas. All right, I'm gonna try to squeeze that in over here. Not the prettiest chart I ever made, but unrehearsed. Unrehearsed. Okay. But yeah, they do feel just like the consistency of lipstick. I'm gonna put the white over here, but you won't see it. All right. Well, let's see what happens if I put the white over another color, if it mixes. Seems like it can mix it a little bit for a while. I guess it hasn't been 7 minutes. But it's not picking up too much, you know, like getting really dirty like a marker would. So I think these are pretty dry. They actually did dry pretty quickly. Maybe I'll be able to get some of these that haven't been on it. Yeah, there we go. So if we go in quickly and mix it and try to go, let's see, I can spread it a little bit, get some tones. Yeah, that's pretty cool. And I guess you can clean it off with your finger. All right, so if it's still, you know, if you do it quickly, you can mix these. So we'll try to do that more beneath, but I'll take that off there. And let's see if I can get a nice lavender. Yeah, so that like doubles our color, our number of pigments that we can get already. So there's a light blue. Very sweet, very sweet. And let's see if we get a nice gray. Nice. Let me see if I can outline this with the gray. The white's pretty darn strong. All right. Let's see what happens if I wet it. My paper might, you know, crinkle up because it's not really watercolor paper, but let's see what happens. Oh, look, it looks like it's repelling the water. So I think it has a water, an oil base, rather. Let's see. Can you see that? Let's see if I turn it up like this, if it drips. No, it's not moving. It's not going anywhere. So that was true. So they do dry pretty fast and set up and stay put. Very cool. I'm gonna try mixing some colors down here and see what happens. Let me see if I can make a green. That would be interesting. I'll use that yellow. I'll use that yellow too, but let me try that with obviously blue, which might make a green. Kind of overpowers it. There's some green coming through there. Probably have to mix it a bunch. Put more yellow in there. Got a couple hits to get it to dominate. But yeah, if I work long enough, let me see if I can stretch it down here. I can get some green. So what doesn't help is water doesn't help to move this around at all. So this actually might really work nice on that gouache drawing. What thinks she? That's kind of pretty. Yeah, I think you could have a lot of fun working with these and just experimenting. And then clean them off with a paper towel, you know, and cap them, because I imagine that they could dry out. So I might put those little sealer caps back on when I'm done. All right, let's see what other color would I like to mix together. Wonder if I can make a different kind of an orange using red and maybe shock yellow. Or let me go for a different kind of a green using the shock yellow. And the blue. Let's see what happens. Or let me see what happens if I do I love making green with black. So I'll try it both ways. You know, I'm knocking everything around because I'm on a little table here. All right, so I'll do the blue first. And that's altogether different. Altogether lovely. Bring it down here a little bit. So on the edges, it's not moving. Let me see what happens when I put the yellow back over it like I did the other one. Sometimes these transparent colors, these neon colors, excuse me, are more transparent. I think I have allergies. So I'm kind of choking a little bit and coughing and hacking and, you know. I like the edges here though. That's a good look. So I'll have to think about how to use that on purpose. So I'm thinking that the other yellow was a little bit stronger. So let me see if I mix. I'm gonna put black down first. And then I'm gonna see if I can mix a green. I'm gonna put a little black. Let me try not to get so solid. Maybe that's how you mix it. See, we're learning together. So that is kind of making a nice olive green. It doesn't want to move though. I'll tell you, it is very much solid markers. They dry quickly, but they feel like crayons. So they definitely stay put. Let's see what happens if I do the finger thing here. Okay. I'll have to wear gloves when I work with these next time. And they do say AP non-toxic, so, but I wouldn't eat them. All right, so we could probably mix a whole lot of colors, and I'll let you try that if you want to try them out. And all right, so let's go back into the gouache drawing now. The gouache painting, and see what these do together, whether they'll work at all, you know. Water and oil usually resist each other. So maybe I'll try to put some white white in places here. That's pretty neat. So it definitely has a look of a crayon. See that? Look of a crayon. I don't know if they have thinner nibs. I didn't see it, but you might want to find out. There's Sakura Solid Markers for high temperatures. Wonder why they say that. And let me try some other colors. I wonder if the yellow will write over this. Let's see. I've got to get that blue off of there. Let's see if the yellow beefs up this yellow. It is kind of. Oh, look. There's our green. So it does overpower the gouache, but it's kind of like a cellophane over it. That's pretty cool. And I guess if you didn't want the look of a crayon, you just use your finger, because it's not really picking up the gouache or the paint underneath. So that's pretty cool. Look, we just changed that color from blue to green. It was this blue. We changed it to green. All right. Wonder what happens if I do this. I'm getting kind of a yellow orange. Oh, I like this. I think we found a nice note here. Ping. What if I put blue over blue, or blue over that? I wonder if it'll turn to purple. Well, the only thing we could do is try. That's pretty strong. So they do have pigment properties. That's pretty strong. Let's see. That made a mess. But maybe I can remedy it by using this. Oh, ooh, forgiving. Okay, that's kind of a cool discovery. And if that dries, I can just put another coat of something there. Okay, let's see if I can use this in other, oh yeah, it goes right over everything. All right, so I can bring that nice pink through and create some unity. That's neat. That's nice. I like this. See if I like it. I'm tempted to do too much. Yeah, right? Don't we all do that? Oh, a little bit looks really good. Let me do it everywhere and destroy it. What happens if we put it over these colors? Ooh, grungy. I think this would be really nice for a bright graffiti piece of art. There we're getting our purple. So that's kind of cool. And then maybe we'll just put some black in. I don't know if I still have a pointy black. I need a pointy black for this. I'm going to try to put I have to open it. Okay, this is a fresh black. So, wherever I put black, you know it's going to get a lot of attention. So, because it's so dark. Ooh. That's fun. Doodles and doohickeys. That's fun. All right. All right. I like them. I'm going to just try the red just to pop some of these other things up a little bit. Ooh, that just darkened that. Wonder how the red will look over that. Gets it a little bit muddy. It's okay. All right, looks like we can do a lot of things here because once it's dry, I am sure that I can go back in with that gouache and get the brights back. But this is fun. I hope you're enjoying it as much as I am. I feel guilty doing it all by myself. I know. I love that color too, that shock pink. But sometimes less is more. Now it's really a special moment there. So maybe I'll just mimic that moment a little bit differently over here. And we'll have another special moment there. Ooh, that's a good way to take care of that. And get some unity back into the piece. Oh, look, I can go over all those coats. Oh, this is fabuloso. 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 Wow. I like them. I recommend them. Save up your pennies and get them. And I hope you enjoyed that demonstration as much as I enjoyed doing it. Get yourself any kind of sketchbook. This is an Arteza sketchbook on watercolor paper. These are Arteza gouaches, but you can get any kind of designer gouache as long as it's water soluble. Just make sure it says that. I'm sure these would work wonderfully with acrylics also, because if they work over this and they don't move it, then they work. But I think that's awesome. I can't wait to do a really big piece. So I'm going to fly and try it. And you try it too, because I think you'll like it. All right, over and out.